So yes, this is going to be your kata portion of the class, okay? So go ahead and start practicing, but before we do that, let's go ahead and bow. So everyone, kyosuke, and bow. Nice. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, feel free to practice your kata for a couple minutes, okay? And I'll be here if you have any questions. Shout out at me. I will be right here, eating my Ritz. Hello. Yeah.
I'll bring them over.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Again, you guys, if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? Hope everyone is having a good day. So Joshua, I want you to, your lower back looks like it has good posture, but then as you get to your upper back, you kind of round out here. I want to make sure, that you maintain good posture throughout your entire back, right? So I don't want to, for example, this movement here, I don't want to be caving in here, I want to be, and then I kind of push my hips in, like that. Yeah, so think about your shoulders, right? So your shoulders are forward and then your neck is kind of out. I want you to shrug your shoulders, roll them back, and like lock them down here. That'll kind of tuck your neck in here. There you go. That looks a lot better. Nice. Yeah. So rolling the shoulders back and then setting them there. That's exaggerated, but you see what I mean. So for those of you that are just joining, we are doing kata practice right now, okay? So go ahead, start your katas. We'll do this for the next couple minutes. Again, if you have any questions, shout them out at me. I will be here for you.
Your hands go out. You're doing the double. Hand goes back.
Looking good.
I'm not doing the other hand. I'm just going back. Okay.
So Jonathan, really quick, for the end of pops I die. Let me think. It's gonna be here. Boom, this last double punch, okay? What I want you to do is that first hit looked good, and then you kind of like jumped into that second hit. I want you to be here, and then you actually just kind of switch like that. So again, one more time, really here. Bah, bah. Nice switch. Good. And they're actually not really middle blocks, which I didn't know. I thought that those were like big scooping middle block there. But what you're actually doing is you're coming up to the shoulder and then you're ripping. It's like a back fist. So you're here, you rip.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And then the shuto. Those shutos look good. Yeah. So you go, it's gonna be second rip, boom, shuto, load, and shuto there. Looks good. Alright everyone, yame on the katas, yame on the katas. Let's do this. I want to go over some kata body dynamics. They're actually really crucial to everything in general that we do here. Let me really quickly go on a spiel because I like to hear myself talk. That's not true. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to teach you guys. That was a little joke. Okay? Oh, tough crowd. But anyway, what I'm going to do is tell you why we do kata, because I remember going through this period of like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this like silly like dance, you know? Basically, I was like, why am I dancing with a bunch of like basic movements? The real reason that we're doing this now is there's two things that I personally think of, and I think all the instructors would agree, with me. Number one is that, like I said, every movement in kata applies, all the body dynamics that you learn in kata and basics apply to the real situation fighting things, right? Like the guarded position based self-defense stuff, right? So an example right off the bat in Nahachi Shodan, when you're here, you went boom, boom, right? I'm loading. One thing that we learn in this movement is about the thoracic hinge, where you want to pull back like a bow and arrow, right? If I were to pull back here on a bow and arrow, that'd be a super lame shot. Whereas if I pull back here, that's super strong, right? Same kind of thing. If I pull back like this, that's really lame. Wah wah, right? What I want to do is pull all the way back, and then the hit is really strong. Obviously, I'm moving the hips in there as well. But that's an example of how kata teaches us about general body dynamics, because that, as a matter of fact, applies to your jab and your cross, right? Think about this. If I'm jabbing, that's almost like reaching out here. So if I jab like this, that's super lame because my cross is going to suck right after, right? But if I jab like this and I open up that thoracic hinge like a bow and arrow, then my cross is going to be awesome. So stuff like that where kata does apply in real life. The second reason for me is maintaining tradition, right? Because these katas have been passed down for generations and generations and generations. And like, I watched this video on YouTube that was pretty interesting to me. This guy was like, the oldest karate kata in the world. And it was actually Seisan. If some of you know Seisan. It is the oldest kata in karate history. And it actually originated somewhere in China, which is pretty cool. So hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that kata was created. And we still have it in our style today, which is super, super cool. Okay, that's the second reason for me. So what I want to do is I want to go through Pinan Shodan and really emphasize some really crucial body movements that we learned in that kata. Really diving deep into the most basic kata in our style. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not really going to focus on bunkai as much right now. Just more so how to power each movement. Okay. So let's start off. First of all, the first movement, okay? The Pinan Shodan, we're going to be here in our ready stance, right? What I think about in this first movement is a trapdoor opening from under me. Because I have to sink and block, right? Super, super quick. So you get that feeling of the hand comes up and you sink down and you turn, right? And it's almost like you can't do this in this kata. You guys know this, by the way. Right? Or you can't like, it's not that. It's just a drop there. Okay? Really quick, can anyone think of something that dropping motion or that dropping feeling applies to in a more realistic situation? You can just go ahead and unmute and talk to me. Can anyone think of how that would apply to a real situation? That dropping feeling. I already have one or two in my mind. Does anyone know? Feel free to unmute or type in chat. What was that? Can you repeat that? Yes, the Z step. That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay? Gonna be here, that dropping motion, right? It's that same feeling where that trapdoor opens under you and then you boom, are moving out of the way. Same kind of thing. Boom, there. So automatically you're thinking of how that connects. I see someone typed in chat. Adds more weight. Oh yeah, adds more weight and gravity to your punch. So Joshua, are you saying like a cross? Yeah. Yeah, that's true too, right? If I were to throw across, I want to get that feeling of dropping there instead of like staying flat. So absolutely, yeah, both of you, that's awesome. Those are actually the two that I was thinking of. But here, sink. Okay? The next thing I want to go to is actually this movement here. So you want lower block punch, and then you turn, you lower block, and it's the back fist. Okay, it is the back fist. So the back fist is tricky to power. Because you're here, most people think that you're going to be here, and then you turn, and you fling your body, right? Turn, and then fling this way. But it's actually not. What happens is, I do the opposite. So as I load, my hips turn forward, and then as I throw the back fist, my hips actually pull back. That's how the back fist is powered. So I'm here, forward and back. Okay? So I'm here, forward and back. Right? Using that sinking of the hip there, just like a shuto, using the sinking to power that hip. Okay? Why don't you guys mess around with that a little bit? Mess around with this lower block, load, and then boom. Move the body back there. Excuse me. Play around with that for about a minute, okay? So Jonathan is the other way. You're here, the hip turns in, and then it turns back. You see what I did there? Kind of. So I'm here. Yeah. In and then back there. Good. Try not to let your knees cave though. Okay? Yeah, Joshua, that looks pretty good. Nice. So, really quick, I have a question. What do you guys think that this applies to? What can this apply to? In a real life situation, what can this hip pulling back as an attack comes out apply to? Yell at me, type in chat. Anyone have any ideas? I have one. This one's a little bit trickier. I have one that I feel really good about. If you have any guesses, then yeah, yell at me. No one wants to say anything? Bummer. No one even has guesses? Oh. Hammer fist? Someone said hammer fist? Yeah, I could see that. So, Josh, are you saying like a hammer fist this way? Yeah, that's good. That's good thinking. What I was thinking was, if I am here, and what if I want to backslip and throw an attack? I have to load the hip here, and if I want to do a fadeaway jab, I have to turn the hip out as I come here, right? So I wouldn't necessarily feel that on a hook, although you could. But check this out. I'm going to load this side and push the hip back for that fadeaway jab. That feels similar to me, like it feels like this. Kind of, okay? So I'm going to be here. If I was to do it with my right side, it would be here, fadeaway jab, there. It's getting that counter rotation in the hip that flings the hand out. Do you guys kind of see what I'm saying there? Yeah? Play around with that, right? Think about that body dynamic and how that applies to your fadeaway jab. Or your jab. It does actually apply to your jab. Think about it. Wow. The hip moving back. Okay? So really quick, kind of like what I just did, what we just did for those last two movements, what I want you guys to do is pick a move in Pinan Shodan, or you know what, you can use any kata. Pick a move in any kata, okay? And it's not necessarily bunkai. What I'm not doing like, I'm going to pick a shuto from Pinan Shodan. What I'm doing is I'm grabbing and I'm chopping someone's neck. Which is true, that's what I'm doing during a shuto, but it's got to be bigger than that. It has to not only apply to the kata world, but also the actual, the practical self-defense-y kind of stuff. So like for a Shuto, for example, think about how this applies to self-defense. How does that apply to self-defense? Okay? What I want you guys to do though is don't do that Shuto. Think about any move and any kata. It could be your favorite move. Pick a body dynamic from that move and then apply that to a real world situation. This is the kind of thinking that we need to be doing with kata, okay? We're not just learning patterns here. We got to think about body dynamics. And furthermore, this is the next level, right? Everyone thinks about body dynamics, but you got to think about how those apply to other movements. That's really, really crucial to figuring stuff out on your own, right? So go ahead. I'm gonna give you guys a good chunk of time. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, okay? Pick your favorite move, okay? Break down the body dynamics and then go ahead and apply it to something else, okay? So 5 minutes, you guys. I'll be here if you have any questions. Yes, Jonathan, what's up, man? You can unmute yourself.
Okay, so can you now can you use like a weapon kata to use it?
Yeah, if you want to use a weapons kata and then apply that body dynamic to like an empty-handed thing, then that's cool. You can, or you can. I wouldn't want you to apply it to something with a weapon though, because a weapon isn't necessarily something that you would always have, right? I want you to apply it to just bare fist boxing or kickboxing. You know what I mean? Cool. But yeah, absolutely, you can use a weapons kata. Oh. This is really hard, by the way, you guys. if you're struggling with this, that's cool, because I'm trying to think about stuff right now, and it's tricky. But this is the kind of like difficult thinking that we need to be doing. I'm going to give you guys another like 2 minutes, okay? Another like 2 to 3 minutes. I have mine already. I'm still kind of thinking about it, but it's okay if you're still working on yours. That's cool. How does this movement in your kata apply to a real world situation? Again, any questions, let me know. Alright guys, so go ahead, Yame. I'm gonna show you mine before you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hope you guys have a good night. Alright, I'm gonna show you mine, okay? So I'm learning currently Kashanku Dai. And some of you might not know that kata, that's okay. There's the characteristic in the kata is this, okay? So I'm gonna be chop, stab kick, boom, poke, clear, and I'm gonna go in for another chop there. Okay? The move I'm isolating is this. Boom, boom. Okay? More specifically this. So I'm gonna start here, up, and that. What I thought of was this. Watch how when I'm here in this more shallow stance, when my leg explodes out this way, my hip has to turn to power this chop. So it's not my leg powering the chop and only my arms. I have to actually drive my hip into the leg here and my arms at the same time. And what that got me thinking about was this movement. I want to be here, and I was like, okay, front slip, right? Because I have to, in the kata, you shift into a front stance. So I'm here, okay, front slip here. That's what I thought of immediately. I was like, okay, well, what are the hands doing then? So I was like, all right, I'm going to use my hip power to both shoot my leg out and punch. It's the same feeling as this, except I'm releasing a punch and slipping my head out of the way. Same body dynamic. Look, it's the same thing. I'm here, here, and here. It's just that my hands switch to a little bit more of a practical thing, right? I'm moving my head. Okay? So you guys, that was mine. Why don't you guys kind of show me what you're thinking? Bye-bye. Anyone want to go first? Go ahead and unmute and just yell at me. Alright, Vedant, you're going first. Why don't you show me what you were thinking of, okay? Can you unmute and then talk me through it? Or talk us through it? Pinan Yondan, okay. What part of it were you doing? Oh, got it. So you're here, right? Boom, and then into the women's horse stance. Okay. How did that apply to real life? I'm sorry. Could you repeat? Yeah. Oh no, you weren't supposed to think about the bunkai. You were supposed to be thinking about how that body dynamic applies to like a more realistic situation. Yeah. Did you think about that, or were you only thinking about bunkai? Okay, yeah. Why don't you show me how that applies to a more realistic thing? Mm-hmm. What is that? So how would that body dynamic shift to? Because mine was like this, right? I'm starting here, and then that's mine in my kata, and then what I applied that to was stepping and then punching there. Like it's kind of the same body feeling, right? So what feels like this to you in more of a realistic situation? What could be like similar to that?
Oh, like for example, grabbing somebody and throwing them down.
Mm-hmm. So what? I'm sorry. What was the technique that you thought was similar?
Grabbing somebody and throwing them down.
Oh, grabbing someone and throwing them down. Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. So can you show me how that would look? Like, kind of show me with your body. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so you're equating that to A throw almost? So you're in a clinch. Maybe saying like that kick is like a throw there. Oh, that's cool. I really like that. That's awesome. I didn't think about that. So you're here, it's like a grab, right? So you're grabbing, and then instead of kicking up, you could be like grabbing for a clench, and then like a sotogari here, so you're grabbing, and then the kick is actually bringing the leg through, and then you're throwing down. That's cool. I like how you apply that to a more realistic, modern scenario. That's awesome. So, Joshua, why don't you go ahead and show me yours? So, Vedant, you can mute yourself, buddy. Thanks, man.
The move I picked was from Nahashi Shoran. I don't know the name of it, but it's when you kick your fist and you...
Oh, yeah, the back fist.
Yeah, the back fist. And I thought that could apply to like really a lot of moves, but I think in particular it applies a lot to the uppercut because when you're doing the back fist, you kind of just, you have to throw it out there and really kind of like let it go out there a little bit and extend it.
Mm-hmm.
With an uppercut, you can't just put it up. You kind of have to...
Oh, right.
Beyond.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Your hips to power too, like with the back fist, which I felt is very similar.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're getting that same side, right? So for here, the hips are coming back, then you have to shoot the hip forward to get that back fist going, right? But when you're doing the uppercut, the hip still has to come back here, except you're loading for that launch pad there. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So you're here, load, hip fires. You're here, load, hip fires. That's awesome. I really like that. Jonathan, why don't you go ahead and show us your application?
Okay, so this is from like knee down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah. Okay. How is that similar? Can you explain to me how you're thinking that's similar? Right. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. So like maybe you're facing this way and you wanna throw a cross over here where you're turning and then crossing there. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I would even take that one step further and think about this. What if you, like we've been talking about the Z-step a lot, I know. What if you threw a Z-step, and you remember how we squeezed in for that cross there? You remember that? That's kind of similar to that pivot. Instead, you're starting here, and you got to pivot and come over. So I like what you're thinking there, where you're turning, then crossing. That's awesome. Cynthia, why don't you go ahead and give me your application?
I was thinking of Pino Yondan too, and it was this one.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it would be similar to like when you do a left, you slip to the front, and then like you uppercut.
You're throwing the uppercut? Yeah, I can see that. Instead, so where you're reaching out, is that what you're saying? So after the side kick, you got to reach out there. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So instead of reaching, you're stepping and rolling. Yeah. So it's that same kind of leg drives the rest. And then you were saying, boom, that uppercut comes in there. Yeah, I like that. So this turns into that, where you kind of smush it together into one move. But you're right, it is still that same expansion, contraction. Expansion, contraction there. I like that. That's cool. Petra? I'm sorry if that's not your name, but I don't see you, so I don't know who you are. Who is that? Oh, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? Why don't you show me yours, okay?
They can't really see it. Well, hold on. Maybe I can angle my camera down a little more.
It's okay if you can't. Or you can just
explain it.
Yeah, you can explain it too, and I can kind of show.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, Senpai Paula's here eating a salad, which
I'm really hungry. So
I'm really jealous of her salad.
Do you want some?
No, I'm okay.
It's been a long day. It's a snack.
Can you show us or explain us yours? No, your audio might have cut out. That's okay. You can type it in chat too if you want. Yeah, I think your audio cut out. That's alright. I'm gonna move on then. Anyone else want to share? Everyone else has their camera off. No? Okay. Last call. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Sold. We're done. Alright. So I liked what you guys were thinking there, okay? You guys had some really good ideas. I love that you're thinking critically about Kata and how it applies. Yeah. So what I want you guys to do now is go ahead and practice Kata again. So not as long, but I want you to start thinking about how those body movements are applying. So like if I was doing Pinan Shodan, think about how every move would apply, right? So maybe for Pinan Shodan for me, we already established that's that dropping motion. Maybe I drop into a punch, right? Instead of lower block lunge punch, maybe I'm going, okay, I'm going to drop here and then throw across, right? So just kind of think about stuff like that. Not every move has to have this perfect application, but go through 1 kata or 2 katas, okay? I'll give you enough time for that. Think about how each move is powered and how that could apply to something else, okay? Begin when you are ready. I'll be watching to answer any questions. So again, instead of just isolating one move, you're focusing on a whole kata. I'm going to give you guys about another minute, okay? Alright, so you guys go ahead and yame. Good. So I'm not going to ask you guys to explain what you were working on, okay? I just trust that you guys are thinking about it. I like that. That's good that we're getting our brains active and thinking about our body, because a lot of the times when we're going throughout our day-to-day life, I don't know why I said it like that, but like Sensei always talks about how we're black belts at using our hands, right? Like we can write, we can type on keyboards. Some of you can play piano, like I can play drums, like I can flick on light switches and stuff. Like we're really good at using our hands and our fingers. But we're not always so good at like, you know, walking. Obviously you wouldn't walk like in Sei Sandachi or something, or like in a front stance, right? But again, those stances apply to staying rooted, like posture. Not everyone is always thinking about their posture. Karate can fix that, okay? And thinking about your body can fix posture. Just things like that. That might not even apply necessarily to fighting. They can apply to everything, okay? So what I want to do is go ahead and move on to a combo, okay? I want to stick with the idea of the defensive position, like the stop, back off, leave me alone position before closing your fist. So how many of you guys remember me talking about that? Okay, cool. I don't need to go over that again. You guys feel good about that? Cool. Okay. So again, instead of like initiating a fight like this, because when you close your fist, everyone was like, okay, you know, Ethan's in the fight, right? Whereas if I'm right here and let's say Sensei Lucas, who's in the other room, is big and scary and he's trying to attack me, right? I want to, what was that?
Not that scary.
Oh, yeah, he said he's not that scary, but maybe to some people. But he's here, he's trying to attack me, or this bag, this mean bag is trying to attack me, a scary red color. Okay? I want to be here, back off, leave me alone, right? Once they initiate, again, feel free to close up your fist. Okay? But I don't want you to like, yeah, let's go. you know, because then you become a part of the problem. No one likes problems, okay? So, let's work on this though. There's two key things that I want to work on right now in this combo. One is the Fraser Slip, okay? This is one of those techniques that I love because it just pretty much works for a lot of things, okay? I'll show you guys what it looks like, but it works for if someone's jabbing at you, crossing at your face, hooking at your face in either direction. Not necessarily for uppercuts or body shots, but you know, anything that is either straight or rounded to the head, this will be effective for, okay? It's just like the back slip, right? Back slip pretty much covers you anywhere. If someone's trying to hit you in the face, you can just back slip out of the way, okay? It's really nice in that regard. So the way it works is just like what we were talking about in Pinan Shodan, where you're dropping into that lower block, right? I want you to be here into your guarded position, okay? And you're just gonna drop. I want you to drop, okay? And then you get that feeling of your feet leaving the ground for a second, not because you've jumped, but because you're dropping so fast that your feet kind of come up. You see what I mean? You hear pop, you just gotta pop, drop, like a trapdoor opens from under you. Okay? And this technique is gonna take a lot of back and core strength. Okay? It's kind of tricky. But once you get it, it's so awesome. It's gonna be here. So you're going to get that dropping feeling, and on top of that, what you're going to do is you're going to lower your back here, okay? So you're going to create this fold in your hip like this. All right, I don't want you to go like this. You're not bending your back. You're not necessarily bowing too much either. You're folding this way, in. See the difference? Moving dynamically. I don't want to put too much strain on my lower back by bowing or on my spine by doing this. I want to be here, sinking. Okay, sink. Sink. I want to scissor my hips and sink into the front leg. So that combines with the drop. Okay? And this has got to be quick. You got to scissor and then up. Scissor and then up. Alright? And as you do this, you can get a little bit less turning on your axis. So I still want you to keep where you're turning, and now you're also going to add like a vertical drop at the head. Boom, and then up. And watch what I do with my forearm, my lead forearm. I'm actually going to use my knee as kind of like a launch pad, or my thigh rather as a launch pad. I'm going to be here. As I drop my forearm. I can have my other hand up, guarding my whole face. So I drop, I use my forearm and I kind of push up. I'm here, pop, pop. So watch, I drop, up, up. Okay? I use that forearm to push the tricep and then push up my upper body so it's even faster. I'm here, boom, boom. Right? Boom, boom. Okay? And I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do this. Right? Because then you're going to get smacked. So I'm here, boom, boom, and that hand's got to come up immediately. Bop, bop. Okay? So work on that for like 30 seconds. Any questions, please ask me. So it's got to be fast. And remember, you're ducking out of the way of a head attack, okay? You know, you're not going to use this if someone's punching at your chest. That'd be stupid because you're just going to walk right into a punch. Or if someone's throwing an uppercut, you're going to help them out, right? So this is if someone is punching straight or horizontally at your head. Or they're kicking at your head. This is a good attack too. Again, not a snap kick because, again, that's coming up. That's coming where you're going. So think about attacks that this would work for. And it works for a lot. Okay? As you drop, I want you to focus on loading up the leg. Load up the leg. Okay? Load. Now what's going to happen is, alright, I'm going to have you guys kind of looking at the camera like this, moving around, throwing some punches, right? So pretty much shadow boxing towards the camera. And then when I clap, I want you to Fraser Slip. Fraser Slip when I clap. Okay? So really activate the core, activate all of your back muscles. Again, don't bow. I don't want you to hurt your backs, but activate your back properly, okay? So here we go. Get ready. When I clap, you're going to throw that Fraser Slip. Okay? So go ahead, throw some punches, some other slips, just like you're shadow boxing normally. Okay? That's it, Fraser Slip. Good. Just be gone. Get out of my way. Yeah. Good. You are going to drop your back a little bit. Remember, you are going to drop that hip, so it's not just up and down like a squat. That's too slow. You're going to be here, boom. You're squeezing this side of your core. Down there. Good. Good, good, good. Now keep on going. Now check this out. Here's what I want you to do. I have big, mean, scary bag here. Instead of just dropping and then rising back up, I want you to use all the tension that you get in your front leg from dropping. Drop. Now check this out. I have all this tension in my front leg. I want you to actually explode forward and uppercut. There. Or you can do like a shovel hook, right? You remember shovel hook where you're digging into the liver here, the liver punch? So it's not necessarily a hook. It's not necessarily a straight uppercut. It's like diagonal in. So you're here. So you drop shovel hook. So I'm dropping and then kind of jumping in. There, boom. Yeah, Jonathan, that was great, man. Nice. All right, so get ready. We're going to spar. I'll do it with you, okay? Doing it here. Up, shovel. Good. You got to really push in, though. Use this to drive with your whole body. I can actually be pretty far away from this bag outside of punching range. Boom, and then reach from there pretty powerfully. Okay? So imagine if I was just outside of punching range. See how I'm pushing that bag like back pretty far? This is a really strong punch. Okay, and you're digging in. Alright, so let me see. Guard up, guard up. Let's go. Go. Boom, boom. Nice, Joshua. Good. Boom, shovel hook. Crank the body for the shovel hook. Crank it up and then stab in. Stab in. Good. Now instead of a clap, I'm going to throw a punch at you. Okay? Instead of a clap, I'm going to throw either a jab, I'm going to throw a cross, or hooks. Okay? And you're going to have to shovel hook and in. By the way, really quick for the shovel hook, I want to still keep my head low. I'm kind of moving in an L with my head. I'm going to go down and then in. I can rise a little bit because that's going to happen naturally. But what I want is down and keep that head low. Because look where I end up, right? I can still load right back up. It's so awesome. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so excited. I'm here, down, boom, and I'm still loaded where I can fire off another hook. And then keep on working into the bag, right? So check this out. I want you to do this now. 2 punches. Down, shovel hook, and then normal hook. Really crank that body. So here, pop, pop, pop. Okay? 2 punches on your front hand. Down, shovel hook, hook. It's got to be quick. Pop, pop, pop. So Fraser slip down, stay down, and then push in. All right, so ready? I'm gonna throw these punches. So start shadow boxing me. Okay? Get ready. That was it. Boom. That was it. Good. That was it. Boom. Make sure you're getting out of the way of that punch. Good. Now get ready. You gotta be quick. I'm gonna start going faster. Good. Good. Right, okay, good. Now shake it out, you guys. So any questions so far? You guys have any questions so far? You guys feeling good about this? How many of you can raise your hand if this feels like icky? Like it just doesn't feel right on your body? Anyone? Kind of. Cynthia, do you have any question? I can help you out if you want on that. Because I know at first it can feel like kind of wacky. Yeah, what's up, Joshua? Do you have a question? No? Okay, cool. Alright, if there are no questions, I'm going to move on, okay? So now that we built this little entrance, boom, shovel hook, hook. After this hook, look, check out which leg is loaded. So I'm here, I'm going to go down, pop, pop. And now look, I'm loaded on my back leg, okay? What I want you to do from here, again, focus on, I know we talked about this, right? When I'm here, my head is down, off of the line. Here, my head is to the side, off the line, right, diagonally. When I hook, I want your head to go to the other side diagonally. Boom. Now look, I'm back at the diagonal, okay? So from here, I'm down at the diagonal, boom, and then boom. Now my head is the other way, okay? What I want you to do from here is throw across. So here you put this big hook. You know what, as a matter of fact, I lied. I want you to throw an elbow, because you're already in close. The whole idea of this is getting you in close, boom, boom, with that hook. Now what I want you to do is come over the top and crack him with an elbow. Really quick, a tip on the elbow. Feel the difference in the bone of having in this open hand. You can feel this bone here. Then closing your fist. When you close your fist, there's a muscle here that covers the bone. Right? So when you elbow, I actually want your hand to be open like a shuto position. Okay? So if I'm here, boom, I open up my hand and then I'm going to elbow this way. So that bone is exposed, right? Because that's what I'm really hitting with, is that bone. Also, I'm not hitting with like the tip of my elbow. That's a common misconception. I'm hitting with this part here. Okay, so that flat part of my elbow. Again, still the bone here, but not the tip. Okay, it's not a cutting. I mean, it is a cut, but it's not like a graze. I want to activate the whole elbow, right? So let's try this, okay? We're gonna be here. Okay, focus on speed there. Focus on speed. This whole thing has to be fast. Joshua, I want you to get lower for that slip, or yeah, for the Fraser slip. Low, pop, pop, pop. More kata application. Do you guys know patsai dai, where you're here? Right? It's kind of the same feeling of when you're doing patsai dai, the shuffle in is this feeling, that explosive like blitz, pop, 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 pop. Okay? Is that feeling where you're just pushing your opponent back. Okay? So from there, what I want you guys to do is think about an exit strategy. Sensei always talks about this. So we're here, we've entered, we threw 3 really good high percentage attacks because we're in close. We're hitting close, okay? Also think about targeting, by the way. Really quick, I'm sorry. When I Fraser slip and in, I'm hitting the kidney here, I'm sorry, the liver, which is on the opponent's right side, kind of under the floating rib. So you gotta dig up and in. And that hurts. If you get hit in the liver, it can feel like getting the wind knocked out of you times 10. Your whole abdominal region and your back starts to convulse. It's really bad. But that's the thing. You try to hit them in the liver. If not, that's still a really good rib punch there, right? You go boom, liver shot, and then I want you to come over the top on that hook to the head. That's what I was thinking for the hook. You can still liver and then body. Don't get me wrong. You can obviously do that. But what I would do is, since they're focused on their lower body, they're like, oh, their guard might be down, and then you come over the top. And then I would come over the top again for that elbow. That's just me. Okay? So that's what I would do for targeting. You can mix that up, but just really quick to explain that. Think about an exit strategy now, like I was saying. So you just threw this elbow, and your head should be on this diagonal of their body, right? So my head was on this diagonal. Just so you guys can see, my head was here. Now it's going to be here on this side. What I would do personally is I might turn like we did. Someone was showing me. Cynthia, you were showing me Pinan Yondan, right? Same move. Going to be here. I can turn after that cross and move into southpaw, right? Or you can finish out with a hook and a pivot and then get away, right? But that's okay. After that elbow, you might be more comfortable just shifting into a left-handed position or the opposite position than what you're used to. If I elbow with my left hand, I might have to shift into a right-handed position where that might be a little bit less comfortable for me, right? I'm here. Check this out. Watch this transition into southpaw. This leg is going to stay... Oh, I'm sorry. This leg, the front leg, is going to actually move back as my back leg shifts to the front. From here, back leg shifts in, my other leg moves back to power that move. So I'm here, back leg shifts in, other leg moves back. I'm here, boom, there. And you can also throw another elbow too. You could be like elbow, elbow, which is awesome. 2 elbows in a row. Okay, so think about an exit strategy. I'm going to give you guys about a minute, okay, to do that. You can do multiple moves too, don't get me wrong. You can be here, boom, boom, like moving back and then like a round kick or something. Okay, mix it up. Or you could do this. This is a cool one too. You just elbowed, you move into a cross, and you want to push off with the thrust kick. I would do that. That's me personally. Up here, cross, push off with the thrust kick. Okay, create some distance. But think about your own things, okay? You got to get in range with the Fraser Slip. Work them where you're moving your head from side to side. Work them on every part of their body and then get out. Okay? I don't want you to be predictable here. Don't do what feels the best. Because that might be the easiest thing that they might expect, right? Find something that still feels good and makes sense dynamically, but might be like out of the ordinary. Right? Like throwing 2 elbows and then a thrust kick. Not a lot of people do that, okay? Most people just go cross, jab, and then fade away jab, right? Do something that is not vanilla. I want you to do something that is like, got some flavor to it. Unexpected, okay? Well, I'm gonna actually give you guys some more time for this. I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes now, okay? Think about an exit strategy. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna keep on working on mine actually. Come on. Any questions? Okay, cool. That feels good to me. I like mine. Don't steal mine. How dare you. Alright guys, so I'm going to give you another 30 seconds, give or take, okay? Finish up what you're doing. Cool, we got about 10 more seconds to finish up. And Yame. Alright guys, so let me see what you were thinking. So I have Cynthia and Joshua who have their cameras on right now. Okay. Hello. Alright. So let me see what you guys are thinking. Joshua, why don't you go ahead and start off, okay?
Is it okay if I just start from the elbow?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. So he's got the elbow. He's gonna turn. Oh, 2 uppercuts. 2 uppercuts and then a fadeaway jab. Is that what I saw? Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Tony here. I just finished with my elbow. He's got 1, 2 fadeaway. That's awesome. I like that. Those 2 uppercuts right there. Okay, that's a really good feel. One more time. I want to check that out. Okay, here. Oh, dude, that feels awesome. I love that. Okay, Cynthia, why don't you show me what you were thinking? So she got the elbow. Oh, a roll and then a hook and then a. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. So she pushed on. She went here, elbow, roll, and then it was a cross, yeah? Am I right? And then what happened? So elbow, roll, cross. Oh, and then a front kick. and then another roll, and then a hook. Okay, cool. How are you gonna get out of there though? Because you did a good job of head movement. How are you gonna exit after that hook? With a fadeaway jab and then a back slip. I like that. That's good. Here, boom, fadeaway jab, back slip. Nice. That's cool. Okay. Anyone else want to share? Like Vedanth, I know that you had your camera on earlier. If you want to share, if no one else wants to share, that's okay. We had two really awesome combos right there. No, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Sold. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. All right. We did a lot today. We made some serious progress. Some things, just some closing thoughts. Again, with Kata, think about how every move that seems like unnecessary, think about how it applies, right? So I would start Pinan Shodan, okay? Go through Pinan Shodan. Pick out like 2 or 3 moves that you think could apply to some real life situation stuff, okay? Again, remember, keeping those hands up, okay, like this, talking to someone before they initiate an attack, and then, hey, like they initiate attack, Fraser Slip, pop, pop, and then we just did that, right? If they initiate towards your head, you got the Fraser Slip. If they initiate another way, you got the Z Slip, right? You let them come to you, and then you use them to start throwing your attacks. Once they've thrown an attack, then it's all good. Fists, okay? So think about that Fraser Slip moving in. Think about exit strategies. Also, keep on, whenever you're practicing your combos, think about moving your head, shifting your head, right? Rolling. I like how Cynthia added rolls in her combo, right? Even if I'm throwing across, I got to move my head off center line, right? When we threw that elbow, we moved our head off center line, okay? Really great job, you guys. I love it. All right, so you can go ahead and log off. Let's do a bow. So kiss gate and bow.